The Jehovah's Witnesses originated in the United States in the latter half of the 19th century through the teachings of Charles Taze Russell. It's just one of many Christian sects founded in the most satanic country in the world. The Jehovah's Witnesses is a cult that manipulates minds and excommunicates members, leaving them isolated from family and friends. This causes many to suffer from depression and resort to suicide. The doctrine of refusing blood transfusion has killed many people, as the brainwashing makes witnesses prefer to die than to receive a cure. That's why this cult is forbidden in some countries. I will now show you 6 reasons why this cult needs to be banned as soon as possible in all countries. Number 1. Jehovah's Witness services rely on material written by the Watchtower Society. Members do not discuss the topics, they simply accept what they are taught. They are not permitted to question the authority of the Jehovah's Witness books or lessons. Simply stated, members are brainwashed. They are like dummies that do and say only what they have been programmed to do and say. Number 2. The Jehovah's Witnesses do not believe Jesus is God, but they believe Christ is a created being who was Michael the archangel in the Old Testament. No verse in the Bible says or implies that Jesus is God or an archangel. Number 3. The Watchtower Society has many failed prophecies. One outstanding failure in 1975 caused a lot of anguish and cost them many followers. Thousands of witnesses sold their homes and property, quit their jobs, quit school, and even sold their businesses in preparation for the end. Some witnesses postponed necessary health care, while others liquidated all their assets so that they would have cash to live off while they spent the remaining days in full-time preaching. When 1975 passed and nothing of significance happened, some became disillusioned. Thousands were devastated and left the movement. Number 4. The Jehovah's Witnesses, like all other Christian denominations, love to bastardize the Bible to satisfy their evil minds. This demonic cult teaches that on the Day of Judgment, 144,000, or the anointed class of elite Jehovah's Witnesses, will live in heaven. It's easy to refute this stupid belief. The Bible makes it very clear that it is speaking about the 144,000 from the 12 tribes of Israel. It has absolutely nothing to do with non-Jews. Revelation 7-4. Then I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 from all the tribes of Israel. Then, verses 5-8 list the 12,000 individuals from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. Number 5. The Jehovah's Witnesses have tried to conceal the sexual abuse of children for decades and have prevented victims from coming forward. This evil cult allowed sexual abuse by keeping the names of thousands of pedophiles at its headquarters. It did not inform the police and instead allowed these criminals to carry on as normal. A new report has revealed the existence of a database of tens of thousands of accused child molesters within the church stretching back decades. Obviously, the brainwashed, indoctrinated people defend it with all of their strength, but that's how cults work. And not only is it a cult, but it's a very dangerous one that isolates its members from people of the world. That means members' only friends are inside the cult. Number 6. Last but not least, the Jehovah's Witnesses say they are not allowed to participate in wars. But when we read the Bible, we see that it lays down a specific kind of warfare that we can only call genocide. I believe many Christians haven't really read the Bible or just read certain passages in church. God commands killing men, women, children, and nursing babies. In the first book of Samuel, God orders King Saul to strike at the Amalekite people, killing every man, woman, child, and animal. Do not spare them. Put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys. In the book of Numbers, Moses commands the Israelites to kill the boys and women who had sex with men and to spare the young virgin female children for themselves. Now kill all the boys, and kill every woman who has slept with a man, but save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man. The God of the Bible also allows slavery, including selling your own daughter as a slave. When a man sells his daughter as a slave, she will not be freed at the end of 6 years as the men are. A prophecy about a people who would rebel against God. Infants would be dashed to pieces and pregnant women's stomachs would be ripped open. The people of Samaria must bear their guilt because they have rebelled against their God. They will fall by the sword. Their little ones will be dashed to the ground, their pregnant women ripped open. Jesus himself adds a version of the command from Exodus 21:17, which was an open rebuke of the religious leaders, to kill those who curse their parents. For God said, "Honor your father and mother, and anyone who curses their father or mother is to be put to death." Many other verses mention destruction or killing. Christians like to turn a blind eye to them, too. So there you go. Christianity is from the devil, and all these lawless denominations are just open for business. Our Muslim Jesus and his mother Mary, peace be upon them both, were definitely not filthy pig eaters, nor were they practicing or preaching that stupid man-made pagan trinity. Hundreds of thousands of children are being raped and abused in churches. It comes as no surprise that thousands of churches are closing in the West. What parent would ever want their child to enter these evil churches whose perverted leaders are following Satan?